Namaste friends. A very happy and prosperous Ugadi. In this video, I will share forecast for the year of Shobhakruta. For every Rashi starting from Mesha to Meena, I will share the forecasts. I will not be speaking any astrological jargons or terminology. There are no lessons of astrology here. This will be a pure advice only video for the layman, so that you can understand what is in store for you in this year and make the best use of this year. So let's begin. For Shobhakruta, I'll take 2 minutes to highlight how the overall Nayakas are for the year and what it means for us individually, for us as a society, and for us as Indian citizens at a political level. So, the Lord of the Dhatus, Moolas, and Jivas and the Panchamahabhutas are going to be as follows. The Lord of the Dhatu is Moon. The Lord of Moolas are Saturn. And the Lord of Jivas is Moon. Now, what does it mean? Moon as the Lord of both Dhatu and Jivas, and Saturn as the Lord of the other one, is a very good combination. It essentially means that the economy will be very good. Since Moon rules both Dhatu as well as Jivas, you can comfortably say that this year for India, gross domestic product will improve year on year considerably. There will be good number in terms of employment rates. That means the unemployment rate will overall come down. Inflation will be under control, and there will be an increase in both consumer and business spending. And then Saturn as the Lord of Moolas will ensure a very strong and stable government, favorable trade agreements within and outside the country, and I would say a very business-friendly environment as well, contributing to the overall healthy economic activity. Coming to the Panchamahabhutas specifically, now the Lord of the fire is Jupiter, Lord of the element Earth is Moon, of Vayu Tattva, Lord of air is Jupiter again, Lord of water again is Jupiter. So essentially what you see is Jupiter is actually the Lord of fire, air and water. Now this is a very good thing. Now calamities associated with fire, water and even the sky will be protected by the blessings of Jupiter. So even if there's a loss, the loss will be very minimal. And Moon as the Lord of the Earth will also result in road accidents, but the fatality of these accidents will be very low. So if you see, overall it's a very good combination. And when we look at Lord of Akasha particularly, these are both Mercury and Moon, so it's a dual representation. So, and it also represents the behavior of the central government for India. So you will actually see a very noticeable behavior in the central government, a behavior called protectionist. Now what does it mean? The government will focus on protecting domestic industries, jobs created in-house, resources, by implementing policies that limit imports and promote domestic production, promote domestic consumption. So you will actually see a central government that may prioritize domestic issues such as healthcare, education, infrastructure, and other things over, say, international affairs this year. So that's a very good news for all of us. Overall, Shobhakruta will be very good. Now let us go to the forecast for each of these Rashis. So I'll start with Mesha and go in that order. For people who just would like to skip to their respective Rashis, they can also do that. Again, as I told you, there is absolutely no astrological terminology that I'm going to give. I'm just going to give you direct predictions. Now, for Mesha Rashi, let's begin with career. Overall, the career will be quite good. Be watchful of burnout. You will basically be overworked, overwhelmed, or even disengaged from work, and it can be difficult to find the motivation to pursue new challenges or opportunities. Now, good news, if you perform your duties well and exceed the expectations, you will be even considered for a promotion. So overall, it is a very good time. Now let's deep dive into finance. Finance doesn't look good. It's actually bad. Now, lack of financial knowledge and skills that are necessary to manage your finance effectively can actually lead to poor financial decisions. And also, I would say year-long financial challenges. So don't take any hasty decisions. So consult some experts before making any financial decisions. Stay away from daily trading of stocks and commodities. And be careful. Let's look at relationships. Now, newly married couples may have different expectations about the roles and responsibilities in a relationship. And especially Mesha Rashi people, this will actually lead to conflict and confusion. And in case of relationships which are longer, now differences in values or priorities can cause issues. Issues could be as simple as, couples may have different values or priorities, and things like parenting, career goals, or even religious beliefs can lead to a lot of disagreements and fights. So be careful there. When it comes to relationship with the siblings, that's also something that gets affected. Now, jealousy of one another's accomplishment or attention from parents will lead to feelings of competition and resentment. From a health perspective, I foresee skin-related problems such as acne, eczema, or even psoriasis. And these can be caused by a variety of factors. It could be because of genetics, diet, or stress, but this is the time and minute which it will actually erupt. So be careful about that. This is a very good time for a spiritual progress. If you put in dedicated effort, you will also maybe meet your spiritual guru. You will be able to get a mantra diksha. And when we look at property, so you have to be a little careful. There'll be title issues that can create complications when you're trying to buy or sell a property. And these issues can even delay or prevent the sale of going through. Now, throughout the year, what I would recommend is to recite Ardha Rahu Mantram. The mantram goes like this: Ardha Karyam Mahaviryam Chandraditya Vimardinim Simhika Garbat Sambhutam Tam Rahum Pranamaamyaham. So recite this every day, minimum of 108 times daily. So next we'll go to Vrishabha Rashi. We'll begin with the career. Overall, it is a very good time. General indications are that I would recommend you avoid resistance to change. So some individuals may actually resist change and new challenges, which can limit your ability to grow professionally. So as a Vrishabha Rashi person, you will actually do very well if you exhibit adaptability. Essentially, what I'm trying to tell you is, if those people with Vrishabha Rashi, if they are able to adapt to changes in workplace situations, It could be in the form of technologies, it could be in the process, in the form of business processes. Uh, you can easily navigate any uncertainty and ambiguity, and this will actually be viewed as a very strong point for them to even consider you for promotion. So just look at it from that perspective. From a finance perspective, I see an increased cost of living. Expenses will become high. Your housing might become high. Food, transportation, healthcare, all these things can become a significant burden, uh, and add to this the premium lifestyle that you have chosen. So at the end of the day, there will be very less from a saving perspective. So remember to be hita mita ruta, to ensure that you understand what you're earning, and also you choose your lifestyle, choose your expenses accordingly. You have to be mindful when you start paying for expensive things. Your overall relationship with your spouse will be very good this year. Use this opportunity to uh, provide emotional support to each other. You and your spouse, you should just provide emotional support to each other, especially during difficult times. It is very important at that point of time, because this will actually build a very strong and healthy marriage. Particularly spouses of Vrishabha Rashi natives can look forward to lean on the Vrishabha Rashi people during these tough times, for any unconditional support. You're very likely to have a happy marriage during this time, so keep up with that. When it comes to siblings, brothers, sisters, this is the time to actually take some responsibility, some shared responsibility, especially if it comes to taking care of your aged parents, or if you have to work out in a way in which you can share the responsibilities of your overall family. I think this is the time for you to come together and create a deeper sense of family unity. Your siblings will additionally provide you emotional and financial support. Even sometimes it could be practical support. And this is going to be the key trend that you will observe this year. Next is your health. It's not good. You might actually see a lot of depression or anxiety issues. Now, these are common mental health issues that can range because of behaviors, low mood, loss of interest in activities, difficulty in sleeping. It could be any of these things. They will be primarily triggered by, I would say, certain unpleasant life events which needs to be controlled. So just stay cautious. From a spiritual perspective, this isn't the right time for you to undergo any major spiritual pursuits. There'll be too many distractions. Best is to avoid spiritual paths this year. On the other hand, try to indulge in some donations, dana. Especially for you, I think blood donation would be very good, and it will be very beneficial. From a property perspective, you might end up spending money on maintenance and repair. Don't neglect those, because neglecting necessary maintenance can sometimes lead to more significant and costly problems down the line. Additionally, if you're a property owner, as properties age and show up, they may become less desirable to potential buyers in case you're planning to sell it out. And this means that the value of your investment can also reduce. So watch out for those things. For you, the best mantra is Ketu mantra. Palasha pushpa sankaasham tara grahaka mastakam raudram rodratmakam ghoram tam ketum pranamaamyaham. So recite this daily 108 times. Next, we'll go to Mithuna Rashi, Gemini. We'll begin with career. Your mantra is continuous learning. Now, Mithuna Rashi people will show a willingness to learn and improve your skills and knowledge through training, through education, or on the job experience. And this is going to become very beneficial, especially if you are looking for promotions where that additional qualification is really required. Also, this continuous learning will work to your advantage. When I say advantage, overall from a personal as well as a professional growth perspective. Now, financially, overall, it will be good. Now, two things I will bring to your notice. One, additional income streams. Now, this is a good time for you to be thinking about starting a side business, maybe even selling products online, or renting out a room to an Airbnb or something similar. So look at an additional side business at this point of time. This is a very good year for that. You will also benefit from the government. Perhaps you might receive a lump sum money because you're getting a tax refund, or maybe a bond is being matured. So any of these things might happen and you might actually benefit from the government. Now, next, your relationships. Overall, it will be good. Now, specifically watch out for disagreements with in-laws or extended family members. Now, remember, this can spill over to cause unnecessary tensions and conflicts if you are married between you and your spouse. Similarly, with your siblings, I think you'll overall maintain good relationships. But I think what is more important is that you try to figure out ways in which you can be of practical help with each other. It could be as simple as, for example, your sibling's child needs to be babysat, then you go ahead and offer that physical support and extend that support with your siblings. This is a good time to come together, share the burden that you essentially would have in any format, and be of practical assistance and work very well with your siblings. Don't fight, be as close as possible. In fact, your siblings can even help you in professional ways, maybe give you the right advice or give you the right contacts and all these things. Think about even going on trips with your siblings, or maybe participating in hobbies or sports together. Try to hang out with each other and enjoy each other's company. This is a very good time for bonding with your siblings. From a health perspective for Mithuna Rashi, now back pain will become a very common health issue. And this back pain can be caused by a variety of factors. It can be posture, it can be injury, it could be overuse. So stay alert, exercise regularly, exercise your back regularly, and be healthy. Your spiritual path might get affected considerably. Your life will be full of unnecessary distractions and temptations, and that can actually divert your attention from spiritual pursuit. It could be things like, say, for example, social media. You keep scrolling on the Instagram or Facebook and stuff like that, or it could be addicted to Netflix or Amazon Prime, or it could even be material possessions. So this isn't really a time for spiritual progress. It's not supportive. So don't worry too much about that. If you're looking at spending on money on property, I think you'll have to be a little careful, because I think this is the time when again you will incur a lot of expenditure on property. And most importantly, these expenses are things that you would not have foreseen. So be watchful of basic wear and tear. The mantra for you is Jupiter mantra. Devanam cha, ri'sheenaam cha, gunam kanchana sannibham, buddhibhutam, trilokesham, tam namaami, bri'haspatim. Recite this Jupiter mantra 108 times daily. Next, we'll go to Kataka Rashi, Cancer. We'll begin with career. Now, this is actually a very good time for you from a career perspective. In fact, you will be on a fast track. You will take more responsibility, you will manage teams better, you will be working on more complex projects. All these things are very good. So push yourself, give your 100%, and you will shine. You will not just shine, but you'll also be able to consistently deliver results that contribute to the company's growth or success. And this work will also be appreciated for you. So those people who are looking for promotion, this is the very opportune time. My recommendation to you is to focus on outcomes, that is achieving targets, meeting deadlines, delivering high quality work, and this will actually work very well for you this year. Now, finances are middling. You will struggle with saving stagnation. Now, what I mean by this is while income is increasing, the cost of living is also increasing. And hence, this will make it very difficult for you to save for the future or to even comfortably meet ends. My advice to you is to resort to cost saving measures such as reducing the number of times you go out to eat, reducing your travels, say weekend travels, you want to spend less on that will be a good thing, limiting your expenses on luxurious things and the like. Now, when it comes to relationship, newly married or those in new relationships will see considerable amount of sexual incompatibility. You have to really take it easy and you have to explore your partner's concerns and preferences. Don't rush through this. And for married couples, there could be some tensions. And these tensions could be as trivial as unequal division of, say, household chores and responsibilities between you and your partner. This can create unnecessary resentment and frustration and add to the pain. Now, watch out for times when your partner feels that he or she is doing more than their fair share of work. The relationship with your siblings will be good. You can continue to share and celebrate your family traditions together, or maybe even celebrate a family heritage together, like a Friday night dinner, or say a yoga practice together on the weekend, or it could be even simple walks in the morning or evenings together. Now remember, it is extremely important to stay together with your siblings and be with each other. And this year is extremely opportune to re-establish the bondage between you and your siblings. Watch out for health, especially accidents and injuries such as falls, motor vehicle accidents, or workplace accidents. Now, these can cause physical injuries and it can even take a long time to recover. Motor vehicle accidents are more likely, so then they can result in various factors, including, say, distracted driving, speeding, or even driving under the influence of alcohol, or maybe even sometimes some medication that you're taking, they might actually affect you. So these could lead to unnecessary injuries, broken bones, bruises, other internal injuries. So be very cautious here. From a spiritual perspective, I think this is not the time to be overly spiritual. On the other hand, focus on establishing your position in the society. Focus on work. Focus on karma. Become a karma yogi. Become selfless. Become detached. Be dedicated to your work. Be compassionate. be compassionate with your co-workers, showcase humility, be mindful, be mindful of the work that you are taking up, and the work and the work that you do should be directed towards outcomes, not just the process, but really about the outcomes. And most importantly, be non-judgmental about anyone or anything. So perform, just purely perform your duties, karma yogi, right? Purely perform your duties, establish yourself in the society, be mindful of the outcomes. When it comes to property, this is actually not a good time to acquire any new properties. What you can do instead is to look at energizing your house and workplace, say as per the principles of Vastu Shastra. Now you are prone to make mistakes while purchasing built property, especially things like you might ignore the actual condition of the property. You might not look at the quality of the construction. It might be a project with bad management or even poor execution.